Hello, welcome back to Snowrunner, Season 16. After last night's stream, I concluded by going out and buying a couple of new trucks. I went and picked up the backpack. I needed a truck with a low saddle and a crane to head up to the helipad to grab that trailer and then be able to go and pick up the cargo and get it delivered. So, that is what we're going to do in the Mac Pinnacle. Not sure about the Terra Pro yet. It may or may not end up getting used. We'll have to see. But in the meantime, let's fire the engine up here. You know, we got our exterior looks. I got 4 spare tires on this thing. It's pretty nice that it can carry so many. May end up removing the ones on the bottom. I don't know. It depends on ground clearance issues because this is a pretty long truck. Got the roof rack on there. Of course, we got our grill protector, which is really just for looks. No true functionality in it whatsoever, which is unfortunate. Got our beacons. What do we got on the inside? Nice horn. Of course, I put some little flames on there. Interior looks fairly similar to the Mac Defense. Not exactly the same, but close. Not too bad, not too bad. Shifter, couple of cup holders. Alright, okay. Alright, let's rock and roll. Ooh, it's got a all this length's got the turning radius of a small super tanker. Lights seem to be pretty good. 93-gallon tank. Alright, we'll see how she does going through here without the all-wheel drive initially. Well, we're spinning up pretty good. Drop the wheel spin. It is going through here pretty good. Imagine it would go through there better with the all-wheel drive, but got to put it through its paces. Xenomethian, welcome, welcome. So Sam, as spoiled as he can possibly be, one of the secretaries at work sorted through a bunch of the dog toys that her dog doesn't play with anymore and gave them all to Sam. So he's got like 15 new dog toys today. Between that and his new blanket that he got yesterday, he's a spoiled puppy dog. Alright, well, not so hot there. Neighbor behind you did the same to you? Nice. Of course, too many of these particular stuffies have faces on them, and Sam does not like his stuffies to look at him. He tends to eat the face off of stuffies with a face on it. So, how long some of these are going to last, I don't know. But she is aware of the dangers, because he's done it to... Yeah, there is prey. Yeah. He's done it to a few of them at work, so she already knows that their lifespan and his presence is minimal. I'm going to have to take the time to go through and cut a lot of tags off of him, because he hates tags. If something's got a tag on it, he'll chew at it till he gets the tag off, and usually ends up ripping the stitching in them. So I got to go through and cut all the tags off. Alright, let's see now. Starting to get darker. Let's go back inside and see how this dash looks. Not bad. Alright. I think the river crossing will be a good test for how well it does. The fast current and strong waters. I've heard both good and bad things about the backpack. Oh, that lights are on in the watchtower. Alright, we're going to bring her back around to daylight here, I think, once I get out of the mud. Hey, Adam. All right, let's get morning back around. This is one long truck. I might have to park this next to the Western Star Twin Steer and see which one's longer. Right. Here's our water crossing. Found something it doesn't like right there. Well, I gotta give it a little credit for that. Because most every truck that I've gone across there with, I've had to winch it across. And this one rolled right across it. So the length may be good for that. Ooh. You know, front tires hit solid ground before the back tires came off the solid ground. However, tight turns in here are pretty bad. Can you drive manual in Snowrunner? Not really. About the closest thing you could do is if you wanted to shift over to low minus, then go to low medium, then low high, and then switch over to automatic. That's about the closest you could do. I mean, you can move them around, but you can't really do a whole lot. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Steele's birthday. Hello, Steele. Happy birthday, sir. Everybody wish Steele a happy birthday. Which another birthday that I gotta remember to it's probably a little late for them anyhow, because they tend to go to bed early. Couple at church, their daughter, who is going to be 7 this year, her birthday, in fact, even better yet, her birthday is today, same as Steele's, and she and I both had the same first day at church. Difference was she was 2 weeks old. Ooh, see? This may be a bit of a problem. This is where I was worried about with the length here. see. There we go. She's taking a bit of a beating. So I'm kind of thinking maybe because of the length, you don't necessarily want the spare wheels underneath. There's just one more thing to high center on. Interesting that the small pipes are still sitting on the ground over there, but I don't have an up arrow for them. Let's go ahead and take it out of the trailer first. There we go. And it puts that trailer way back behind you, making craning things into it a little more difficult. You're only really going to get that first slot. Well, first two slots. Napoleon Bonaparte! Yo, yo, yo! What up, doe? Alright, where are we taking these? Way up there, house in the mountain. So, we will take the little old shortcut here back down the mountain here to this point. I think we're going this way around the river or lake. And continue on up to here. This way. Have to get those out of the way. To the drop off. All right. Ooh, fuel. So I have fuel somewhere en route. Okay. We are going to make a slight detour over this way. There we go. The longest short truck ever. Yeah, so if you guys hear some interesting squeaks or snorts or anything like that, just realize it's probably Sam with his new toys. Alright, I gotta alter this first because we're not gonna go that way. We're gonna go straight down where we're at. Really? There we go. If we don't high center. And a little deforesting going on here. Ah. Sheesh. We are, yeah, those are a definite bad call. All right. Well, what do we got close by? Anything? No. Nothing I want to drive across there with. So, that gives us a good reason, I guess, to see what we can do with the Terra Pro. Much shorter wheelbase. Again, we got our roof rack. Bulldog on the steering wheel. I like that much better than the word Mac. A little bit more utilitarian. Cab over. Ooh. She sounds meaty. Seems to turn pretty good. And again, we're going to see how far we go before we got to turn the all-wheel drive on, if she makes it all the way through it or not. pretty good. Tuned for a bowl. I'll get a join one way or another. Time. Wrong button. That's wrong. Oh, they shortened that horn up too much. It could be good and meaty if they gave it another second and a half. That's right, we have no all-wheel drive for this guy. Just full-time diff lock. Come on. Well, I think I may have found the issues with our Max. Oh yeah, that is a definite problem. I mean, that wasn't even the worst obstacle that you'll encounter. Could be because of how low the front end sits. Oh yeah. Is that what time your birthday stream is? There you go, guys. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jump over to Steele's channel. He's going to be doing his birthday stream. Get your party hats out. South Carolina had a flat tire this morning on a preloaded trailer. The tire's flat again till you get into the shop. Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes it is what it is. Party crashers unite. That's right. Everybody get ready to raid Steele. I can't do an official YouTube raid, but I can tell everybody, go to Steele's channel, 9 p.m. That'll be about half an hour after I get done. So that'll give you time to take a break, go use the facilities, eat a bowl of ice cream, whatever you got to do beforehand. Good call on the ice cream. Absolutely. A little bit of Extreme Moose Tracks or the Candy Bar Overload. Those are my two go-to ice creams. Cherry Garcia. I like the Cherry Garcia, but I'm sorry, I'm not paying Ben & Jerry's prices for Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Peanut butter fudge. I like it. I like it a lot. Red velvet ice cream? Never had red velvet ice cream. I did make my daughter wanted, she's not a big cake eater, but when she does, her favorite is red velvet. And one year, all she wanted for her birthday was a red velvet cake, so I made it from scratch. The company does a lot of work for Ben & Jerry's, so you got to support them. Sounds to me like they should be supporting you. Yeah, see, I'm definitely finding reasons to not like the Terra Pro anyhow. No all-wheel drive. Bluebell made a seasonal one. That's great. And Marble Slave. Coffee flavor with some maple syrup. You Canadians and your maple. Actually, maple syrup's good. Yeah, that's what I do. I buy the around here our big grocery store is Meijer, and I just buy the Meijer brand. Well, I don't know, guys. What are your thoughts on the Mac Pack trucks? Don't seem to be very capable. A real trucker and Snowrunner map maker. Wait, you're a real trucker? Well, I don't know about that with a preloaded trailer and all that kind of stuff. I mean, a real trucker would have loaded it by himself without a pallet jack or a high-low even. I mean, the Pinnacle might be okay if you lose the undercarriage spares. Terra Pro, I'm not seeing much pro in the Terra here. I have a very particular set of skills. Skills which I have acquired over numerous years. Like, really? I'm not so sure this guy's going to make the crossing. Yeah, Terra Pro, not looking so good. I say definite hope for the Pinnacle, because that could just be a matter of changing, you know, removing an add-on. This thing, I'm kind of thinking not. I mean, this thing just can't even get out of its own way. Yep. Back to the garage for this one. Yep, this is the one with the garbage truck front. This guy's going back to the garage. We will use a different vehicle to rescue the Pinnacle. I mean, got the... I can bump up the engine a little bit, but what good's that going to do if I'm not getting any kind of grip in the front ends? The front end is the problem with the race suspension. Tire-wise, I got the Mac tires on there, which is what they recommend. Supposed to be excellent in mud. Not so much. But for now, it's going to hang out here. Go to the retirement home. So we will grab this guy. He can be our rescue vehicle. Don't know that I had a regular roof rack for this or not. I know it's got that, but that eliminates the crane. I'm not sure if there's a regular roof rack for it or not. No. All right. Well, Terra Pro as an asphalt hauler is pretty strong. It's kind of light for mud and any kind of an incline. Yeah, I could see it doing okay on the flat roads here, but how many maps are we going to have where you've got this much flat road? I think if we threw some all-wheel drive at it, I think it would probably be a little bit better. But I really believe the real problem is that front end digging into everything. Sam abusing the hedgehog now. He just don't know what to play with. There's so many of them. He's like, what do I do? Well, MJ asked me for to give him my opinion of them in the morning, because he wants to know if it's worth buying them. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna say it's worth spending the money on them. See, that's a horn. Obi-Wan, evening. Is the issue lack of diff lock? No, it's got diff lock. It doesn't have all-wheel drive. The big issue, I think, really is the front end digging in. Yeah, but if if you don't play with a lot of mods, or you want to use them for co-op, where mods just don't work really well, then those modded add-ons don't really work out for you. How you doing, Obi-Wan? How's life treating us all? Well, I can't speak for chat. Chat will have to speak for themselves. Life's treating me pretty good. I mean, you can't expect them all to be an FLD 120. The foot to the floorboard almost made it all the way across without all-wheel drive. You doing good? Nice. Puff Puff could be worse. No, it's Puff Puff Pass. Don't be Bogart and the Buddha. It is what it is. Just when we need a Jedi Knight, he shows up. Absolutely. Red-eyed Jedi. Yeah. Every truck always smacks its chin in here. Alright, guess it's time to bring it back around to daylight. Getting a little on the dark side. Haha, come to the dark side. FLD, no diff lock needed in that spot. Stay right there, auto, foot to the floorboard. Hey, Ian. Ooh. It's fairly light on diff lock. Whole house to play with these things in. He's got to do it right up against my legs. Just got to include Dad in his games. Alright guys, so do I trade out trucks or do I just drag it off of the hill and continue on with the Mac? Well, that's rather unfortunate. This guy's high centered. See, he's stuck. Alright, we're going to try yanking it off of there again. Especially now that I gotta go rescue the rescue truck. You watch to hear more about Sam? It's not for my driving skills. Yep, I knew it. Knew that was going to happen. There we go. All right, we are going to definitely do a swap. Okay. At this point, we're just going to take the road down and around because, well, it's closer. Hey! What are you doing? You just behave yourself. We're not going to the rodeo. This is not a bucking bronc contest. The trailer seems to have welded itself in place. Yep, the trailer definitely seems to have welded itself in position. I mean, can I detach? Okay then. Trailer did not want to be removed from the Mac, apparently. It was happy where it was. See? Who says that stuff only happens in multiplayer? Just try to pick your jaw up off the floor? Yeah. Well held up pretty good. Now, here's the tricky part. I gotta figure out how the heck am I getting past all of that. Because I gotta get to the other side of them. Oh, looks like maybe I can go around right there. Or not. Not in this guy. Ooh, this is definitely going to be a tricky drop. 33.3% chance when I click on your stream that you rolled over. Not my fault this time. You gotta be kidding me. Really? and then it goes in high. Gotta be kidding me! That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, there's absolutely nothing worthwhile behind me because they're all little itty bitty trees that are going to rip out of the ground. I mean, let's just deforest everything here. All right, no point in burning up the fuel. I'm going to have to definitely bring something from somewhere else. I don't... Got the Tatra 813 up there. What have we got over here? Okay. All right. Follow the road around. Come in off there. Maybe we'll get rid of all them. Oh, gotta let Sam out. Of course, then I go out the wrong driveway for the direction I'm going. Take the long way around. Take the long way home. Alright, let me let Sam out. Alright, I'm back. See if we can't get something done today. Yes, so Pinnacle, too long and too low. TerraPro, way too low. And doesn't like the mud, because of no all-wheel drive. I mean, I didn't even get to give them a hard time. I like to give the trucks a hard time first. Didn't even get to do that. It might be. It might be. Well, I don't know, because, Sparky got in here and he was right about the time of the rollover, so. Hey, Bryce. Speed and momentum. I'm about to be having a day. I don't stop reading chat and start watching where I'm driving. All-wheel drive better than permanent diff lock. I like to have permanent diff lock and optional all-wheel drive. Because the permanent diff lock, you don't got to worry about you're going too fast and destroying it if you forget to shut it off. Have a lift kit. It's got one on there already. Yeah, it is as raised as it's going to raise. Don't you even think about it. No naps for you. That might have been a bit of a steep drop off. I was trying to drive off of there anyhow. Now here's the other problem. These trailers don't have winch points. There we go, that's what I wanted. Only in the back. Got lucky. Of course it's too far away. With all the flips you get, why I don't use highway transmissions? Do I ever use high gear? Oh yeah, I use high gear once in a while. All right. See, the trailer is actually turning now. There's the bark. See, I was hoping to knock 2 of these tasks out tonight, at least. I don't know if I'll get that. Not at this point in the game. Still got to remember to head towards... Nope. Don't you even think you're doing that one to me. Ha ha! Detach your happy butt. Anyhow, as I was saying, I still got to go after fuel. And I got to get in a straight line because I got to detach and reattach again because the trailer's not wanting to turn again. Not that I know for certain if that fixed it or not. Doesn't look like it. Alright, we will drop the trailer here, go get the fuel, then come back and get it again. I didn't want to let go. And I will let Sam in once I get to the fuel trailer here. Sure, what's another 6 points of damage to the engine? Alright, I'll let Sam in, be right back. So he comes in with a case of the Zoomies. The dog is a nut. Having his best life. Oh, he's just having a blast. All right, now again. There to there. Across the bridge. Up and around this way. Get the HX moved out of the way. And then we follow this all the way. Time of day. 6 a.m. All right. Onward. Well, so much for that one. I think what I'm going to end up doing, just so that I can get this done and not deal with this trailer, is up on this hill, I have Detacher 813. I don't know what it's got in it for fuel. 74%. So we will take that down there. We'll get the Freightliner stood back up, and we will load those pipes into the back of this, because that's a bit more of a hassle than what it needs to be. That may be a trailer that I won't even worry about taking back to the trailer store and selling off. It may just get abandoned right where it is. It seems a little too glitchy. It can become a permanent fixture on the map, or I'll just delete it. Look what I made you do. Oh, so it's General Lee's fault. You heard him. He's taking the credit. I didn't even have to blame him. Terra X mod's quite good, and all-wheel drive helps a lot. It doesn't bottom out. Well, that's good. Alright guys, you heard Sam. He said squeaky squeaka, which translates into hydrate. Drink them if you got them. If you ain't got them, go get them. There it is. I almost don't mind flipping when it's something I could have prevented. But when it's because you got a janky trailer, it's just annoying. Trailer can't even sit still when you pull up next to it. All right. Delete trailers. Bye-bye. Yep, I know. We're good with that. Wrong button. Hey, RXY. Got a bottle of orange Faraway A to your right. Gotta make a sacrifice now and then. Yep. Gotta sacrifice a couple of them once in a while. Playing roadcraft, you need 22 metal beams for 2 bridges. I almost never build the metal bridges because they're so low you can't really drive anything under them. Andrew McFadden, hello, sir. Ever use a Mac Defense mod? No, I have not used the Mac Defense mod. I've used the Mac Defense, but never the modded version. Liking the new trucks? Well, the new DLC doesn't come out till tomorrow. The ones that I just got the Mac Pack. I am not real thrilled with them. The Mac Pinnacle, I think, could be okay in certain situations, but it's so long, and even with the race suspension, it's so low at high centers. And the Terra Pro just digs into everything and has no all-wheel drive because it sits too low. It's no good for the mud situations. And, well, in Snowrunner, how often do you have non-muddy roads? So far I am not impressed with the Mac Pack. That doesn't mean I'm giving up on them. That just means I've got to try to find where their niche is. Every vehicle's got a niche. Alright, gotta move the HX. I guess this is just my day, huh? Everybody's got to have a day. Apparently, this is mine. Driver's equilibrium is off kilter. It could be. Could be. All right. Now, back to the Tatra. More sleep and more coffee. I take my coffee intravenously, thank you very much. Yeah, MJ had an off day, all right. Holy cow. But, I don't know. I think I'm catching up to him. Check if the hose is pinched. Yeah, I just might be catching MJ for rollover count. Oh yeah, I went back and rewatched it on my lunch hour because, of course, I usually end up catching the tail end of the stream when I get there in the morning. So I went back during my lunch and was rewatching it. Had a good time. It was well worth the watch. I'm not going to say it yet. There. Now I'll say it. Whew. Finally made it without flipping over again. Stage complete. curtain side trailer. And that is located right there. Okay. Now, one thing that I was just thinking that would have probably made things easier, would have made things a lot easier if I would have came in this direction. Okay. All right. We need to go. Nope, I better tap off with some fuel before I roll out of here. Got the notification for the stream this morning, clicked it, and the stream was ending. Yeah, Bobby didn't get the notification until like 20 minutes into the stream. I mean, it's nice to know that YouTube's on the ball with sending the notifications out. That's kind of why I try to send a message out on Discord. I know not everybody's on Discord, but if I send one out on there that says, hey, you know, I'm going to go live in about 30 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, at least then people know the general time. Because you can't count on YouTube to get that notification out on time. And there's times I click the go live button and it'll say I'm live, and then I pull it up to try to be able to monitor everything, and it's not live. You don't get live notifications for any of your streamers? Did you click the notification bell? The little bell icon? Make sure you got that checked. I forgot that's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing. See, I'd say the TerraPro would probably be fine right here until we got up to the detour and had to go off-road. And again, how often do you get stretches of road that are that long and flat? Like to use the Discord timestamp when you're going live and adjust to the user's time zone. Yeah, I usually just say, you know, about 30 minutes, about 10 minutes. In fact, I think I got a thing saved on my clipboard for like everything from going live now to going live in 30, you know, about every 5 minutes I got one set for. So I can just, depending on what time it is and what kind of notice, I can get in there and at least get something out. I had to let off the throttle for a second. I had an itch. It was let off the throttle or let off the steering. Right now you're doing some logging. Logging's always fun. Slow down. The game's here forever. You don't need to be done that early. Hello, Eagle. Howling balls. Community here is awesome, showing so much leverage. Oh yeah, I popped in earlier, video that you did earlier today. I got home and was watching that for a little bit. When you're running around with your Jeep in Island Lake and you rescued the CK out of the mud, I was watching that. In fact, I was the first one to watch that video and the first one to hit the like button. That's the way we do. We try to support one another. Now, if I didn't have this trailer on me, I would just go straight over the edge. To me, I think logging is a bit easier on Roadcraft in this game. Oh, it's a lot easier on Roadcraft. The crane works better. The vehicles that you have for hauling them are a lot more stable. Yeah, not coming down the hill with the trailer. Especially not in the 916. Only done one mod map. Well, Mike here creates his own mod maps, and I have done several of them, and they are all very good. If you want one that is a real challenge, I recommend Return to Michigan. But I'll tell you right now, that one will fight you every step of the way. Alright. Well hole ready to use. Thanks for getting me all the required supplies. My house is about to have an autonomous water supply. You've been a huge help. 820 XP, 8,750 cash. Alright. What can we accomplish in the next half hour? Oh. One short log, one medium log. I don't have any logging trucks here. So that's not happening right now. Game made you mad because it glitched your heavy duty only playthrough. Oh, well, that stinks. Oh, so we're not going to do that one yet. Cargo from Heaven High. This is 3 cellulose. They're all over here. And they're going up to the helipad. That looks like a job for the Atom, wherever I have that parked at. That's why I switched to Roadcraft. Examine. Ooh, seismic vibrator module required. Okay, well, nobody's got that right now. Tower over yonder. Delivered to the weather tower. CK and fix the CK. And the CK is down here. And then there's the one that I don't have tagged yet, minding the fish. That's way down there. That one's up there. Conquering the mountain trails. 3 minutes for 11 checkpoints. That's a possibility. Let's see something. Ah, I see that one. All right. We got parked over here. The HX and the Earth Roamer. Let's say we go knock a contest out. JJ might be busier a while since the Fish DLC came out today on Farm Sim. That's all right. JJ enjoys a little Farm Sim. Oh, but we're not going to do it in the dark. In fact, we'll do it in the afternoon. Of course, I know that's going to disappear, but it's also the first one I'll come to. So. Alright, we need 3 minutes for gold. Really? I'm gonna come up with something that's gonna slow me down right away. Oh no, nothing gonna slow me down. Oh no, got to keep on moving. Slow, smooth as fast. Seven to go. Ooh. That's a shaky trail. Well, I don't know that I'm getting gold. I don't think that's happening. Got 4 checkpoints to go. But I'll take whatever I get. Hate to run, but gotta get ready. Alright, I'll pop in for a bit. A couple of new songs getting the stamp of approval for tonight. Nice. Again, guys, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Steele's birthday stream kicks off. Be there, be square. Sheesh, I should have went up and over. Really? It won't let me grab it. Either one of those. Yeah, so when you guys do this contest, go up and over. Go to the right. Left is bad. Left is a trick. Almost fell for that one again. And maybe find something a little bit faster and more stable than the Earth Roamer. Alright. Now that's a fine showing. Much better than most of the other contestants, in fact. You probably know some shortcuts, which is totally fine, because he who knows the track best wins. Here's your prize. 90 XP, 1700 cash. Alright, so yeah. Definitely stay to the right if you're doing this one. Okay, guys, we're gonna call it there. You know, we wasted an awful lot of time trying to get the max functional. But we will be back again tomorrow night for some more fun in the snow without the snow. Oh, let's find a truck to jump into. Where are all my trucks? Ah, there we go. The Atom, right there. So, again, thank you for watching. If you like what you see, hit that like button. If you really like what you see, feel free to share, comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I go live. Assuming YouTube sends the notification out. And with that, have a nice evening, and we will see you next time. Eagle just got here. Sorry, Eagle.